One of the coolest things in Geometry Dash was definitely the updates. The thrill of playing a new game mode, the cool new triggers, and the main levels were some of my favourite memories of 2.1 and 2.2. But one thing I don't think people appreciate is the time in between updates. The waits. Because it was maybe unironically more hype than the updates itself. Back then, every time RobTop showed off a new feature of the video, everyone would go nuts and ex-creator would make a 27-hour video about it. This video isn't about those videos though, but about these little images with RobTop's logos at the bottom. These could show anything, from new blocks to new game modes to... what? So that's why today, I'm going to analyse these images from what they showed, what didn't make it to the final update, and what the community thought they meant. So starting off, we're going to go to before the game was ever made. Back when RobTop's magnum opus was Boomlinks, and back when Geometry Dash was called Geometry Jump. To advertise this game, he didn't really buy ads or anything, he just put some banners on his website and games. We got two images from this time period, and the two are very similar. A cube in a pink/purple level with the text Geometry Jump, play now. There's a couple of interesting things within these images. One thing I noticed right off the bat is, what even is this level? Like, it was clearly made before GD was made because it says Geometry Jump at the top, but it's not a main level, it's not Ultimate Destruction, so what is it? Well, I've kind of come to the conclusion that this is actually a photoshopped image. You see, the more I looked, the more little discrepancies I found, like a different line length of the floor and these bushes being over the foreground, which makes it seem like this was probably whipped up in something like Adobe Photoshop. Another thing I find insanely funny about this image is that the second image is clearly added on top of the first one. You can see that some of the yellow cube's particles are actually pink, meaning he literally made the second image's Photoshop again, meaning RobTop photoshopped the photoshopped image. Anyways, there wasn't even really a response or community reaction to this image at the time because no one even knew what a Geometry Dash was, so swiftly moving up into... During 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, and 1.3, no real teaser images really dropped. As I stated before, something like this is a teaser, not like a level preview, so I'm not really counting them. So that means we have to skip all the way forward to November of 2013. Two teasers were made for 1.4. The first one showed off the two new modifiers, the mini mode and the normal mode portal. Along with that, it also showed off some new blocks and saws. Yeah, can you believe saws weren't in the game yet? The second one wasn't too interesting, it just showed 4 new ships. I wasn't able to find any differences in the ships, by the way. These two images were posted on Twitter and the Touch Arcade forums, which is really only a place where RobTop and Deadlocked hung out and got their levels rated. When it was posted there, this conversation happened. Oh Jesus, a chasm that closes in on you is my guess. That would be cool, but no. These are just new pieces. Would like to do something like that, but having auto run kind of limits the stuff you can do. But the new portals have very cool gameplay that I think players will enjoy. Well, in that case then, I think these portals are actual portals, as in the teleport you. Well, let's be honest, Deadlocked wasn't that far off, only a couple updates away. For 1.5, it was pretty basic. There was only one teaser and it showed off the UFO. Again, some things to note are some minor differences. For one thing, normally when you're in the UFO, the colours are a little dampened by this massive glass dome on the top. But in this image, it's fully transparent. Another thing I noticed is that in gameplay, the cube in the UFO is so big that it actually doesn't show the whole cube, some of the bottom is cut off. But again, in this image, nowhere to be found. Can you guys tell that I'm grasping at straws here? I am literally talking about how high the cube sits in the UFO. Anyways, to make this segment more interesting, we can go back into the Touch Arcade forums and see what I thought about the teaser. I have no clue. Awesome, looks like bubble or UFOs or suit of some superhero, but still don't have a clue. One thing funny to note about this interaction is that Deadlocked literally invented the UFO and he had no clue. Bro, really? We finally reached 1.6, the update that added Electroman adventures and coins. Yep, coins weren't added to the game before now, which means this update added... oh no. Oh no! 4 teasers were made in this update, and you best, but they were pretty basic. For example, in this image, there's new breakable blocks, a new icon, and new transparent spikes. And other than the weird trail path, it's a pretty normal and informative image. Another example is the coin teaser. It just shows the coins with no other explanation than it's a secret. The text is like a double meaning of sorts, because the coins in-game are actually called secret coins, so good job, RobTop. Another image showed the new type of blocks and decorations in 2 different styles. This might be my favourite teaser yet, it looks great and shows a lot. Now for the last teaser, I can't really say the same thing. This one showed a blue and black cube in a pitch black level saying, "Afraid of the dark?" Now this confused me. Is this teaser just talking about that Electroman Adventures is a pretty dark level? With this cube being the main focus of the image, I'd be guessing that it's a really big part of the update, but it's nowhere in the game, so it just leaves me with confusion. Let's see if we can clear that confusion with the Touch Arcade forum. Also, I'm changing the music, it's been getting too repetitive. You! I can't wait for this update. Is this a new mode or something? No. Well, it's gonna be an ice theme of some kind, and I am positive that coins are something that'll give you an extra star for finding a secret. Wait, but how does the Afraid of the Dark fit in? I was thinking about that. It doesn't match. Giant update in Geometry Dash was 1.3, but 1.6 would be a more fantastic update. I hope so. I have no idea for Star Queen shining, but it would be a nice thing for add new achievement. Seriously, it should not crazy mission like collecting 1,000 stars, etc. Yeah, I have no idea what that last guy's on about, but it seems like, again, Deadlocked is the closest to being correct. Also, while you're here, thank you for watching this video. I don't post too often, though I am working on it, so staying here this long really helps. Feel free to subscribe as well, because I go insane every milestone I hit. Like, I am literally approaching 10,000 subscribers, and I feel like I'm actually gonna, like, combust, bro. But yeah, no more sappy stuff, here's 1.7. 1.7 teasers now, the update that you probably only know from Electrodynamics. Like seriously, half of these teasers look like the level. Anyways, a grand total of 4 images were made promoting this update, tying the record with 1.6. The first one released was this, the 2-time speed portal, and another weird portal looking like the slowed down portal. Call me insane, but I think this could have potentially been a double slowdown speed portal. I don't have any proof for this or anything, but it might have been scrapped early on because it was really unfun to play at like 0.25 times speed. Or it could just be a beta design and I'm overthinking it again. The next image shows some new deco and all the speed portals we know and love, except 4 times. That wasn't made until like 2.1 I think. After that, the next teaser is a bunch of cubes, and 2 are actually beta versions of the normal icons finally. This one is some filled in corners, and this one is a way smaller middle section. And the last image shows off a bunch of decorations, backgrounds, and grounds, and of course the rainbow trail. Now weirdly enough, the Touch Arcade forums only had 2 images posted out of the 4, and it was always people saying, "Can't wait," which was kind of boring. So this is probably going to be the most boring segment, because I'm going to have to use Twitter and Facebook. Geometry Dash. If you touch the purple arrow, what is going to happen? I sure cannot wait. Can you still not wait? Very excited. Such awesome. Much wow. I'm guessing we can change backgrounds in the middle of a game? I love the new art and stuff. My favorite part about update is not so much new modes and stuff, but giving your levels a new look with the new blocks. So yeah, everyone kind of got it. It was kind of obvious. Update 1.8, maybe the last update that wasn't really mainstream. There were 4 teasers as usual, but one really doesn't tease anything. It was just the icon kit at the time. Boring! The other 3 are really interesting, however, and one teaser has a cool idea that will keep popping up. Anyways, the first actual teaser shows 2 cubes in some level looking at each other with confusion and shock, clearly hinting at the dual game mode. This might be my next favourite teaser, by the way. It's pretty vague, but I feel like you could eventually get where this is going. I don't know, new best. The next teaser shows the iconic dual portals with some really cursed slopes. Like, these are horrible looking. What the hell is that? 20-degree slopes? And I forgot a teaser, it was this one. It's not very complicated, it's just some objects. Okay, bye. The last teaser, the one I've been hyping up, it's our first puzzle and it's for the new level. So I'm gonna try and explain this like you're in 1.7 and you don't know this level yet. So this is a water droplet, a flame, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hexagon. Considering that an already established artist who made like 5 levels as music has already named Water Flame, then this has to be his song Hexagon Force. Oh yeah, now the Touch Arcade forums. Oh yes, yes please! Slanted objects only means one thing. Awesome. I was gonna take a guess at what it could be, but I couldn't think of anything. Anyways, it looks awesome. Edit. Can we like cut objects or something now? Edit 2. I'm thinking of something like a triangle mode? My first guess was multiplayer, but it is very unlikely. Maybe animated icons or something similar. My guess is a race to the finish. People in the match have practice mode on and races to the finish. Could be without practice mode too. Otherwise, last man standing. The one that dies lose. It's a tie of both finished the level. You can see your opponent's icon shift ball your foe transparently. Or maybe it's just a friends list. Elemental geometry? Steam Hexagon? I think that this is Water Flame's Hexagon Force. Waterfire Sick Pack. Yeah, the song was pretty obvious, though I will say the thing that last guy said sounds like something that would actually be added to the game in the form of like a map pack or something. Oh look, we've reached the golden age of Geometry Dash 1.9, the one with Riot, diss tracks, and most importantly, Steam. A whopping 6 teasers were made, which is the most so far, and my guess is that it will probably stay that way. The first teaser was this cool one showing off the segmented blocks, an early version of these square blocks, and a new portal, the wave game mode. One thing notable to point out in this image is that the Woolsey cube down the bottom got its head expanded a little bit, so now it looks a little bit weirder. Maybe a little more British, I'm sorry. Next up we have two similar teasers, one showing cubes listening music, and the next one showing a more zoomed out screenshot of the first one, showing that we're gonna get Newgrounds music. For some reason, the GD cube with headphones is a really popular image associated with GD, like if you scroll on Google, you'll probably find it in like the first 30 seconds of scrolling, so it's cool to see that this is its origin. Also, since I'm a Geometry Dash nerd, I have to tell you that this guy's name is DJ Dash, judging by the trading card name. Next up, we've got a cool 3D block teaser, which doesn't show too much, but it does have a bunch of small gaps in between the blocks, which does annoy me, so I don't really like it. And the next teaser finally shows Steam integration for PCs and Macs. Another pretty basic one, if you ask me. And you know the drill, for the last teaser, it's the biggest teaser, it's the song teaser. This one shows a blast, a processor, some weird book, the infinity symbol, and 2. This one's way more obvious than the last one, it's blast processing and theory of everything too. Now I can say that the blast processing bit works well, but I don't really think the theory in Theory of Everything works at all. It's just a book, which I guess can contain theories, but it can also contain like everything else. So yeah, I'm just gonna stop my yapping and I'm gonna show you the Touch Arcade forums. This is a lot more confusing than the last. Don't you think it's a bit obvious? Blast processing, water flame, Theory of Everything 2, DJ Nate. I love Theory of Everything 2, it's amazing. I'd really like to see the level.
Hi, I'm Alan, and there's a video.
New portal, new icons, new 3D effects, new artworks. This is gonna be the best update ever. I can't wait for it to come out. Whoa, can't wait for this. Also, speaking of the Touch Arcade forums, you're not gonna see them too often from now on, because now that Steam's come out, a bunch more players came into GD. So now we're gonna be looking at YouTube, Twitter, heck, maybe even Reddit, you know? 2.0, the update that was revolutionary, the one that added robots, movements, and also Corey Kenshin.
Yeah, we killing naughty freaking levels. Girl, go in the kitchen and make me fruity pebbles.
There were a whopping 6 to 7 teasers for this update depending on how you can it, making this a new winner. The first teaser we have is a confused cube similar to that one Duel teaser surrounded by a bunch of monsters, and it's eating the RobTop logo, so you know it's getting serious. A couple things to note here is that there's a couple of scrap things within these monsters. The two I could find were the half-cut eyes and the horrible looking tongues. It seems like in the next image, however, we can finally see the current version of the monsters along with some new grass blocks and the new mushroom icon, which is another beta icon. It was made more square when it released because it was kind of more like a circle than a cube. The next teaser shows a lot. We've got 2 new waves, some really skinny version of teleport portals, and blue coins? If you didn't know, this is what happens when you load a main level coin into a custom level, so I have no clue why it's here. I'm guessing it's a beta version of the user coin, however, because it was also added in this update. Next teaser is the obligatory portal teaser, this time showing the robot portal along with some decoration. I think some of the ones on the left are scrapped, however, like this square structure thingy. I can't find it in the editor, so I might be wrong, but I've never seen it being used in levels before, so I think it's scrapped. Next up, we've got something that seems really similar to that 1.7 teaser that shows off blocks. There's some we've already seen and some new, but something I didn't notice until I was editing was that there's a hidden robot down the bottom. What the heck? This is such a cool idea! It's easily overlookable so only the observant can see, but it also doesn't show too much. Definitely a contender for my favourite teaser. Also, this teaser had another version with the beta monsters, but it's zoomed in so you can't see the robot. It's got no RobTop teaser at the bottom, so that's why I'm only half counting it. Now for the song teaser. Since we're approaching the era of Geometry Dash where the updates take ages, the teasers are a little bit more cryptic. So we've got 2 songs here. One is D and B and a plane and a skull, and the other one is a water flame and a question mark. So for the first one you have to combine the numerical numbers of B and D, which give you F, and then you have to take the plane, which looks like a Boeing 777, and the dead skull with a lock on it. If you get it all together, it's Deadlocked by F777. Now the last one with the water flame thing, the whole point it's trying to prove is that it's going to be some mysterious water flame song. Later, RobTop revealed on Facebook that it was G something D something, so people thought it was something like geometrical dimension, which was close enough. Back to the community reactions. Oh dear god, what is that? I think the portal is I have no idea. List of significant things I found. Hints of a warp portal, blue coins, custom wave icons, and slightly different looking trails on the waves. Did you know the mystery song is Geometrical Dimension? I don't want to spoil it. I think rather that it is Geometrical Dragoland. It is not, it could be Something I want to add before I go is, for some reason the teaser with the secret robot got reported for nudity on Facebook, so people left some comments on that and they're really funny to read. Yay, the update where I joined, the one with Fingerdash, a lot of controversies for some reason, and made the online tab so much better. This was the update that we were left on for 8 years, so I really hope I can explain these teasers. The first teaser might be the most obvious one yet, a new game mode. There is literally nothing else teased in this image. The background and ground were already added, and it's not even hiding in a random game mode in the corner this time. It's just new thing, that's what it does. Not really much of a teaser, it's just showing. The next teaser at least shows off some new blocks, but weirdly meltdown cubes are here. RobTop, this was literally the update that added the most icons, and you choose ones you've already added into the game? Also, the weird trail path strikes again, coming back from 1.5 teasers. It looks like this cube jumped off the side of the block, if you follow the path. This next one confused me at first, but the next teaser that most notably shows off the sick waterfall blocks and diamonds, which were the new currency in 2.1. What I find pretty cool about this teaser is that the fact it's in a level might throw off some people into thinking there's a new coin-like system in the game where you can collect diamonds. One thing I know about this image is I think this bat has been drinking too much Radithor or something, because I don't think its jaw is connected to its body. Last teaser is the song teaser, and thank god it's simpler this time. There's only one song this time around, and it's Mario and Donkey Kong's new song, Nuclear Finger. Thank you. Okay, so let's dissect this. If you get the first letters of the characters, you get M and DK, which if you put it all together gives you MDK, which might not be a prominent figure in the main GD songs, but if you look at Sub-Zero, he made Press Start, which is good enough. The next thing is fingers and bang, because I guess radiation is often explosive. So if you put it all together, that means the next song in Geometry Dash is MDK's finger dash? Yeah, it's complicated, but let's just say there's a reason why they changed it from finger bang to finger dash. Community time. I think you will have to choose whether coins or diamonds, just like the font. Mario Kong and Pointy Nuke, my favorite DJ Nate song. Why would someone name themselves DJ Mario or DJ Pointer? Evil demon fish, emeralds, waterfalls, and volcanoes. Seems like quality content if I do say so myself. This next segment's gonna be a very special segment because it's probably the first one that I remember, and it's also gonna be the last one in the video, so yeah. Moving on to... at the final stretch now. 2.2, the update with jaw-dropping effects, great community events, and most importantly, a lot. The thing that sucks though is that we only have 2 teasers, which is really weird, so why does this happen? Well, after RobTop left the Touch Arcade forums, he hopped right into the Geometry Dash Discord server and started spamming video teasers instead of image teasers. This might have been a good idea, however, because judging by the size of this update, if you wanted to fully cover it, you probably need more than like 20 teasers, which would be pretty hard. The first and last non-song teaser is sadly another pretty bare bones one, it's just the swing copter. So I'm going to dedicate this segment to this image, because it might have the most troubled production out of all the teasers. So we have a Swedish bucket, I know, a planet, and some cryptic symbols. Basically what you're supposed to do is translate bucket into Swedish, which gives hink, and combine it with the shortened term of I know, which gives you hinkik, a prominent Newgrounds artist. Now if you add these symbols to the planet, you actually get Internet Explorer, which means if you add this all together, you get hinkik song Explorers. Now, guess what? We literally don't have Explorers, if you're not counting April Fools, because for some reason it got changed to Dash. RobTop backed out of a really cool song and delayed Explorers to 2.21 for some reason. Also, just to end off this segment, I'm not going to be looking at Touch Arcade or anything for that matter, because I'm just going to tell you what I remember. The community put it together really well, if I recall, and we got stuck on the last bit of the song teaser, so I'm pretty sure Vibrant had to show us what it looked like altogether. And that was it. We've basically solved every single teaser together in every single update. So after looking at all these images, what are some things I found? Well, I've discovered some key things. The prime error of these levels was 1.9 and 2.0. What can I say? There were lots of insane features and the images were packed to the brim. They were all kept vague, but still concise enough to get a general feel for the updates. My favourite teaser was probably this 2.0 teaser with the hidden game mode in the corner, and my least favourite was probably the 2.1 teaser I just heard the spider. And last thing, these were really fun to look at. Breaking them down piece by piece and noticing the small details were actually really fun and tested my knowledge in the game. Also, apparently there were some teasers I missed, usually for spin-off games and one for the Windows Phone, but they were pretty self-explanatory and didn't really fit into the video too well. So I guess that's the video. I hope I didn't bore you to death, and I hope you learned something.
So one thing with Obama, I had zero respect for him as a president, but he would bop down those stairs. I've never said, da-da, 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 pop, pop, pop.